So this video has been a long time coming. I wasn't sure how I was going to do it or when, but I feel that in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, it is time to get my story out there. My name is Heather, and I am a survivor of a very extreme case of domestic violence. I was married for over 11 years to my husband, who ultimately held me down and poured chemicals into my eyes. And this is the result of that. I've had 5 reconstructive surgeries. When it first happened, my eyelids were completely melted off. I've only seen one picture of that, and I don't care to ever see it again. It was absolutely horrifying. And in the moment, I believed I was going to die. My husband held me down on the floor, and he poured chemicals into my eyes. And as I laid there screaming, all that he could tell me was if I wasn't quiet, that he would pour it down my throat and it would burn my insides and I would suffocate and die. So I stopped screaming, and I was as quiet as I could be because I didn't want to die. And so I started to pray, and I leaned into God, and I prayed, and I prayed, and it was eventually over. He took me to the hospital. I still didn't come forward at that time that he had done it to me. I was too afraid because of what he had just done to me, what he could potentially do to me further, and worse, what he could do to my children. I have first and foremost always wanted to be the best mom that I could be. And when I knew that things weren't right, it was too late, and I was too afraid to get out. I didn't know how to ask for help, and he was very crafty. And I was afraid that he would try to take my children and that he would hurt them, or that he would hurt them anyways just to hurt me. Now, I am living safely with my children. I never have to deal with that man again. He ultimately killed himself when I was taken from my home. My children were also taken at the same time. He tried to flee the country. They wouldn't let him. But I believe that that was God. God knew that I'd been through enough. God knew that all the people that he had hurt had been through enough. It's not easy. I'm navigating being a single mother living with disabilities. When this initially happened, I was fully blind. I have, by the grace of God, regained vision in my left eye. I'm not sure that I'll ever be able to see out of my right eye again, but I pray for it. But even if I never would have regained my eyesight, I'm still grateful to be alive. I survived things that nobody should. Besides the physical wounds and scars that you see, the mental scars are so much more. Chronic PTSD from an almost 1.5 year torturous ordeal. There's major trigger warnings throughout my story. I'll have to continue this in a part 2 and a part 3. But my main purpose for this is because I want to help you. If there's somebody out there that doesn't feel like they're safe enough to get out, that doesn't feel like that they can get out, I'm here to tell you that you can. And this isn't to preach at anyone or to tell you what to believe, but God's listening and God is watching, and there is purpose to the pain and there is purpose to the suffering, because I now feel that I have a level of compassion that I never had before. And I truly just want the world to be a better place. So if I can just reach one person with this, I would like.
So this video, guys, made me believe that you can get married to your enemy, and it made also me believe that you can get married to someone who's jealous of you and someone who hates you so much. Because if this man had so much love for the wife, he can't pour all these chemicals on her. I don't read. I can't get it. Okay, someone is screaming, like she's explaining in the video. She was screaming like for help, and this man said, "If you continue screaming, I'm going to pour these chemicals down your throat so that you die." And this is a woman you have kids with. This is the mother of your kids. You don't even have remorse. Ladies, if you see any red flags, please run before it gets worse, because abusive marriages, people have been dying. We see a lot of people dying. So if you see any sign, please run for your life. Okay, it's okay to be alone than living with a monster, someone who wants to kill you and someone who doesn't appreciate you. Ladies, this is an eye opener. Okay, let's continue.
I discovered that my partner was cheating on me, trying to make contact with his ex girlfriend. He left me and the kids in the house to go to Georgia to be with her, and less than a week after I moved out, she was there. This all happened in the month of October, and I just got a piece of mail delivered to my house. It was mail forwarding. It was originally addressed to his address, and when it just got to me, it had a teal post-it on it with handwritten words that said "old tenant." The handwriting wasn't his, so I know it was hers, and the post-it was the colored post-its that I had bought. I am going to get through this, but it hurts. For anybody who has been discarded and felt the pain of being discarded, it'll make you feel like you're crazy for a minute. But I see you, and we'll get through this.
So guys, marriage is often painted as beautiful journey, but for some women it becomes a battle for survival. So let me just try to comment on this video. Okay, so today's topic is heavy, but it's one we cannot ignore. We'll be exploring the experiences of women in abusive marriages, not just the pain they have endured, but also the strength they found in speaking out. Okay, so the first woman said, I first got married, everything seemed perfect, but over time his words become sharper, his temper shorter. It started with insult, then. So guys, I know marriage is often painted as beautiful a journey, but for some women it's been really a tough journey, okay? And it's become a battle for survival. So we've seen this woman from the last video which you're just watching. She's going through all these things because of the husband who cheated with another woman. And after some time, finding out later, you move out from the house, and this woman comes and live in your house. Like, man, what do you think? What do you think about this? Like, who does that? Okay, so a lot of women has been going through a lot of pain, but I give them a hand and I send them so much hugs. Okay, because they are too strong. Okay, they've been strong, and it's heartbreaking to hear how something that begins with so much love can take such a dark turn. The cycle of abuse often isolate women, making it harder for them to see a way out. I stayed for the kids. I thought I was protecting them, but looking back, I realized they were growing up in fear too. The day I decided to leave was the day I saw my daughter flinch when he raised his voice. It's stories like these that show how abuse does not just affect the person experiencing, it's about also the entire family dynamic. It's important to break that cycle for the sake of future generation. Listening to these women, I'm a reminder of how society often pressures women to stay in difficult marriages. The fear of judgment, financial instability, or even the hope that things might change keeps so many women stuck. But as these stories show, this power in speaking out and speaking help. Every woman deserves to feel safe and valued in her home. If you're watching this and you're in a situation like this, or you know someone who is, please remember that help is available. There are resources, support systems, and communities that can assist you in taking the first step forward safely. Okay, hotline numbers, website, and local support groups can help you. Okay, I'll leave the links in the description for anyone who needs them. And if you're a survivor and feel comfortable sharing your journey, the comment section is open for you. Your story might be the one that inspires someone else to seek help. Okay, so a lot of women have been going through this, and I know a lot of women are silent because they are afraid. They're afraid to speak out, they're afraid to be killed, they're afraid to do a lot of stuff. But if you see that you're in abusive relationship, leave quietly, just leave that man. Okay, you have a beautiful uh future ahead. It's okay to start again, because we always think that, how am I going to start all over again? Okay, I don't have enough funds, because we've seen a lot of women being the traditional wives, which we've been told to do. A lot of women that they don't have money, they don't have money to start over. So this is what is leading the women to stay in those abusive marriages. But if you're financially independent, you're not going to tolerate that, and the man will be scared to do that to you, because he knows that you have enough funds to go out and support yourself and start afresh and rent an apartment. So ladies, I always advise ladies to work. Okay, don't be a traditional wife, because it will one day it's gonna backfire. So we've seen a lot of traditional wives are regretting, or trade wives regretting being the house helper for a long time, because these men, they don't even appreciate the work you've done at their homes. Okay, you're going to live with your bags. Always a woman lives with nothing. So I don't want you to live with nothing. I want you to live I want you to have to start again if you are going in a abusive marriages, because we've seen a lot of people are dying in marriages. People have been dying, okay, because of being abused in marriages. I know it's hard. You think it's gonna be hard to start all over, but it's something that you can actually do. If you're going to do this, you're going to do this for your kids, for the safety of your kids. I know you feel like you're failing. You failed as a mother for your kids, because you want to keep these kids together with your partner. But it's a relationship is becoming abusive. Always leave, because you want to live, and again you want to have a peace of mind. Okay, so you need to seek help. If you need help, needed any help, seek help. People, talk to people, and you're going to feel better, because we've seen people their mental state are not okay because of marriages, because so much abuse from men. Okay, and ladies, they consume a lot of abuse, and sometimes it gets too much and it just bursts out like that. So let's not tolerate abuse. Don't tolerate abuse. You deserve something better. You're worthy something. You need the love. You need the care, because you're told that our husbands are protectors and providers, and how you're not protecting me, you're abusing me. Okay, so it doesn't qualify to be your husband. That's it. So I don't advise women to stay in abusive marriages. Okay, don't stay in abusive marriages. When you see it's abusive, please, baby girl, it's time to pack your bags. Leave that man. Leave that man to look for a woman who's going to stay with him in that abusive marriages, because you are precious. You are worthy something good, not something bad. You need someone who's going to appreciate you, someone who's going to protect you, someone who's going to be spiritually there for you, physically supportive, someone who's going to give you financially support. Okay, and someone who's going to cheer you, to be your cheerleader always, and someone who's going to be your leader in the house, because the same men are leaders in the house. So a good leader for his house. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate. Bye bye.